Who is a perfect judge? Someone who never makes the wrong decision. Ronald Dworkin called this judge Judge Hercules. Part human, part God. Can any human judge live up to this ideal? And more interestingly, what if an AI could? In today's episode, we will look at who Dworkin's ideal judge is, how this judge is supposed to decide cases, look at whether it's a realistic expectation, and whether AI can actually be this ideal judge. Hi and welcome back to the channel. In this channel, we talk about the fascinating world of law, and we often try to answer the more philosophical questions related to the law, like what is law and why do we follow the law? My name is Mahela and I'm a lawyer by profession, and I've also been teaching law for over 15 years. And I've also written a little book which tries to answer the question of what is law. You can check it out by clicking on the link in the description below. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the famous legal philosopher Ronald Dworkin and his ideas about the perfect judge, Judge Hercules. And at the end of the episode, we'll also consider whether AI could be that perfect judge we're looking for. Let's get started. Ronald Dworkin was one of the most influential legal philosophers of the 20th century. In Dworkin's imagination, Judge Hercules is not your average judge. He's not limited by time, human bias, or fatigue. He has infinite wisdom, infinite patience, and perfect knowledge of the law. He understands every legal principle, every past case, and every moral value that the law tries to uphold. Hercules isn't just interpreting the law. He's constructing the law in the most coherent and morally sound way. You can think of him as the ultimate legal philosopher. Part human, part God, and never makes a mistake. Dworkin is trying to answer a difficult question. How should judges decide cases when the law isn't clear? He calls these kind of cases hard cases. Let's take an example. Imagine the law says no vehicles are allowed in the park. Now what if someone drives an ambulance into the park to save a life? Technically that's a vehicle, but should they be punished? A judge who is simply following the rules might say that the law very clearly says no vehicles, and so the ambulance driver is guilty. But Judge Hercules wouldn't be so fast to decide the case. He would look at the entire body of law, including the past cases, legal principles, and moral values, and try to find the best possible interpretation which fits them all together. In other words, he would find the one right answer. He would consider the legal system as a whole, reason that the purpose of the law is to preserve peace and safety and not to prevent life-saving actions. So, in his perfect reasoning, the ambulance driver should not be punished. In other words, Dworkin would accept the legal system as being a coherent whole. That means he would accept the law as having integrity. And every new decision must be consistent with this integrity of the legal system and must further that integrity in the best way possible. It's like writing a chain novel. A chain novel is a novel written by multiple authors with a single aim of writing one story. So every writer who adds a chapter to the novel would have to build on the chapters already written and create a coherent story. In other words, the new writer must match the integrity of the book written so far. According to Dworkin, the same is expected of a judge. A judge is simply writing the next chapter in the legal system, so he must make sure that the chapter that he's writing is consistent with the legal system as a whole. As beautiful as this idea sounds, it's also wildly unrealistic. No real human judge can have infinite knowledge, infinite time, or perfect moral clarity. Judges are people with emotions, biases, and limited perspectives. Critics say Dworkin's Judge Hercules is too idealized. Real judges must make decisions under pressure with incomplete information and sometimes conflicting moral beliefs. And even this notion of the one right answer assumes that there is one correct and perfect answer to every legal question, which in law and morality is often not the case. So while Hercules gives us an inspiring model of fairness and consistency, it's more myth than method. AI, with its massive processing power, ability to analyze thousands of cases in seconds, and a memory that never forgets, might sound like the perfect candidate for Dworkin's Judge Hercules. An AI judge could instantly pull up all relevant precedents, detect inconsistencies, and even predict outcomes based on past reasoning. In fact, in some countries, AI is already being used to assist judges, for example, in calculating sentencing ranges and assessing risks in bail decisions. There are some big problems here, and they go beyond technology. First, AI doesn't understand morality. It can process patterns, but it doesn't understand justice. It doesn't understand what it means for a decision to be fair in a human sense. Second, AI lacks consciousness and empathy. A human judge can listen to a victim, see their pain, and weigh mercy against the letter of the law. AI can't. It doesn't feel the impact of its decisions. Third, AI can be biased because it learns from human data, and human data can be biased. So if the inputs are biased, so will the outputs. For instance, AI used in criminal sentencing in the US, like the Compass algorithm, was found to unfairly rate black defendants as higher risk compared to white defendants with similar records. And then there's the weird one, AI hallucinations. Sometimes AI just makes things up. It daydreams plausible sounding but false information. And that's the last thing you want in the courtroom. So while on the surface AI might look like the perfect judge, it lacks a soul, conscience, and moral reasoning that Dworkin believes is essential in decision making. As AI evolves, we might see systems that better understand human values, that are transparent about their reasoning, and are free from data bias. As AI is trained on more cases from that legal system, it will presumably become better at understanding the integrity of that country. Some philosophers even imagine a hybrid model, where human judges use AI as a partner. AI offers patterns and legal consistency, while humans bring empathy and moral judgment. That combination might get us closer to Judge Hercules, that is not a godlike judge, but a collaboration between human wisdom and artificial intelligence. Dworkin's Judge Hercules was never meant to be real. He was supposed to be a thought experiment which helped us to understand what an ideal judge should look like. And maybe that's the point. Whether human or AI, the goal isn't perfection. It's to strive towards fairness, integrity, and moral clarity in every decision you make. So what do you think? Do you think AI can be the perfect judge? Let me know in the comments below. And click on the link which is on the screen now to learn more about Dworkin's theory. And if you enjoyed this episode, please do consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.